right, check it out. VIVOHOME 6-speed stand mixer, and one of you guys is gonna win this today. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Gretchen's Vegan Bakery. If you are shopping for a stand mixer and you can't afford the humongous price tag of a KitchenAid, let's take a look at what the VIVOHOME can do for you. We are going to test this 6-speed stand mixer with all the attachments. I've got 3 recipes lined up for you. We're going to test a cookie dough. We're going to see how this baby whips up some aquafaba, and we're going to mix a dough. Definitely stay tuned to the end so you can find out how to enter this contest. And one of these is going to one of your homes just in time for Thanksgiving. But let's get right into this review. I'm going to spare you the agony of an unboxing. I mean, how annoying is that? We all know how to take things out of a box. So we're going to get right into the reviewing and the testing of this mixer and see what it can do for us.
Okay, so really quick before we get started on the actual mixing of the recipes and the test, I want to just show you the VIVOHOME website so we can look at all the specs. Currently, this 6-quart capacity bowl with a 650 watt motor is priced at $129. It comes with 3 attachments and a bowl guard, and they have all these different colors to choose from. For the dimensions, it's 18.8 inches tall when the mixer is tilted open, 15.2 inches in depth, and 8.8 inches wide. The plug is a standard 120 volt 2-prong plug with no ground. These are the specs as per the VIVOHOME website, so I'm not going to read them to you. You can go ahead and check that out for yourself if you're interested. All right, let's put this thing to the test.
Okay, this looks like it's the bowl, the head release, the tilt for the mixer to come up. So right away I'm feeling the light weight of this bowl. I'm not judging it, I'm just noticing how lightweight it is compared to my heavy duty one. I do like that these attachments have guards on them so that nothing splashes up, because this thing always gets all schmutzed up. Here's the little baby whip. How adorable. Let's see, everything goes on really easily. All of this stuff is really lightweight, like I said, 11 pounds versus 31 pounds. So this is 1/3 the weight of what I'm used to working with. All right, so it looks like it has 8 speeds, and my Pro 8-quart that I use all the time has 10, but I have to be honest, couple of them don't feel like they're any different from the last. So does it really need 10 speeds? So we're going to test this thing out. I'm going to go ahead and wash this bowl and wash all the attachments, and we're going to come right back and mix a few recipes. As soon as I plug it in, this blue light starts flashing to let you know that the power is on. Again, you're going to pick up this latch, and that's what opens the tilt head. The attachments go on and then they twist to stay on. If you're new here to my channel, I do only vegan baking, so you might want to go ahead and check out more of my videos if vegan baking is your thing. But if you're just here for the review, then let's get to it. You're going to have to push this latch again, and that's what lowers the tilt head back down, and then it locks into place. I'm going to go ahead and put it on speed 1. It is kind of noisy, I'm noticing, for speed 1. That's kind of loud, and honestly, that's kind of fast for speed 1 too. Next, we're going to crank it up to speed 2. Speed 1. Speed 2. It's looking pretty good so far. I mean, we would typically cream something like this for 4 or 5 minutes anyway to get it nice and light and fluffy.
So I'm not going to demo the whole recipe for this video. If you want the full recipes with all the instructions and the video tutorials for how to mix everything, the links to my website are below this video in the box. I'm just going to stick to the important bits of information about how this VIVOHOME 6-quart stand mixer is performing.
That was speed 4. I don't know if you could hear me screaming over the motor. The motor is a little bit loud, but it did have some power. That was a pretty good speed 4. I mean, this thing goes up to speed 8. It's gonna take off like a helicopter. I wonder if I should put the bowl guard on. Nah, I'm gonna take my chance. Speed 1 is pretty high though, and I don't want this flour to go shooting all over the place. You know what I do like about this though? This mixer has a pulse speed. So in addition to 8 speeds, it has a pulse, which I like. We're gonna try that. Whoa, that's fast. Let me see if speed 1 is that fast. No. Okay, so pulse is like supersonic speed, so that was a bad idea. I thought it might have been slower, but let's just keep it on speed 1. I can hear that motor starting to strain a little bit as the dough was starting to come together because, like I said, it's a standard cookie dough recipe. That's like about 400 grams of flour, I think. So that's almost a pound of flour, which, I mean, I don't know. That was straining a little bit on speed 1. Let's turn it back on. I still have to add the chocolate chip. It is evenly mixed though, so I'm happy with that. It is kind of bunching up on top of the paddle, but you know, this is a miniature sized mixer. Well, it's not miniature, it's totally fine for home use. It's just not the size that I'm used to using. Add in all those chocolate chips. So I'm going to go ahead and get this scooped and get these baking, and I'm not going to do all of that on the video. If you guys want to go ahead and click through to my website to get these recipes and see more in-depth tutorials on the actual baking. And we're going to skip right over now to some whipping and then making a dough. All right, here we go. The Mac Daddy of all the tests for this mixer is to see how this bean water whips up, aka aquafaba. If you guys want to know more about vegan baking, head over to my website. The links are below. But basically, aquafaba is the water from a can of chickpeas, and it mimics egg whites in vegan baking. So we are going to whip it up. As you see, I'm using it straight from a can because I have never had a problem with aquafaba whipping when it's from a can, but from time to time I do have trouble with it whipping when it's fresh cooked beans. So just to make sure that, you know, if it didn't work, I'm not blaming it on the mixer, because sometimes fresh boiled bean water doesn't whip up as well as the canned variety. So whipping aquafaba with the high power speed of a balloon whip attachment on a stand mixer is always essential. So we are gonna see what this baby can do. Let's crank this thing up. I kept saying this thing has 8 speeds and I was completely wrong. It only has 6. So we're gonna go on 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 6. Get ready. Oh, it'll help if I plug it in. See, blue light lets you know it's plugged in.
Okay, so I'm going to spare your eardrums on this one and just let you know that I cranked this thing all the way up to speed 6 for the entire time that it took to whip the aquafaba, which was a total of 4 minutes in real time. That's about the exact time it usually takes in a heavier duty, larger mixer. So this whip feature on this VIVOHOME is quite impressive.
Impressive. It only took about 3 minutes, and if you guys have ever worked with aquafaba before, you know that it could take a really long time to come up. You definitely do need the balloon whip attachment with the high-speed power of a stand mixer, and I'll tell you what, this little baby sure did a good job at it. All right, test number 2. We're gonna see what this dough hook can do. I'm going to make my recipe for naan bread. It's a really easy recipe that I love making. And it has to mix on low speed for 6 minutes to develop the dough. So this is a really good recipe to test this mixer with. If you're interested in the recipes, go ahead and check them out at Gretchen'sVeganBakery.com. But again, if you're here just for the mixer review, then let's go. All of the ingredients go into the bowl at one time, and we're going to just start it up on low. Really did a nice job. I'm gonna let that keep mixing for 6 minutes on low and see how it develops. So yeah, this dough feels like it should. It doesn't feel super tough. So I'm not loving that this machine sounds like it's straining a little bit even after just 3 minutes, because we do have to mix it for 6. You could also see that the head of this is jumping a little bit, but this is a small machine, so you know, anything bigger than this size recipe for a dough would probably be a little bit too much. I'm going to knead this a little bit by hand, like I normally do, and then go ahead and get it to an oiled bowl to rise. But yeah, for the most part, this little mixer was able to handle a small dough of this size, which is probably going to give me a small pizza and 8 pieces of naan bread, which is always the recipe that I make for this one. So again, do I love that it sounded like it was straining? No, of course not, but do I think it would do the job? Absolutely, and it did, as you can see. So, you know, I wouldn't recommend doing really a bigger dough than this one, but a small dough like this is going to really work out well. I don't know what this thing is going to do over time. Only time will tell. I'm not seeing anything that says it is dishwasher safe, but I'll have to look into this a little bit more. Oh, here it is, duh, right in front of me. Caution, the components are not suitable for cleaning in the dishwasher. If exposed to heat, they might become misshapen or discolored. Okay, I could definitely see that happening because these plastic little guards on the attachments under high heat of a dishwasher could probably melt a little bit. So that's kind of a bummer. Don't really love that. Who doesn't like to just throw all of their stuff into a dishwasher for easy cleaning? But not the end of the world. It's not a deal breaker for an affordable mixer like this one. Okay, so here's my final thoughts about the VIVOHOME 6-quart stand mixer. I think it's a really good machine. It held up for all 3 recipes that I put it to the test. A heavy-duty cookie dough recipe that was close to 4 pounds, mixed it perfectly. The aquafaba had to whip on high speed, and that took over 5 minutes, and that did perfectly. And then the naan bread dough. So this mixer went one right after the other. I didn't stop in between testing. So I mixed 3 recipes right in a row. This thing didn't quit. It didn't get overheated. As I said, that it was seeming to be straining at certain points, but that's just because it has a smaller motor. I mean, this thing weighs in at 11 pounds. It's super lightweight. I'm happy to have it as an addition to my kitchen appliances as just an extra mixer because, you know, I'm used to using the heavy-duty KitchenAid mixer, so I'm sort of comparing it to that. But man, you're talking $800 compared to $129. So if you're somebody who bakes, you know, even regularly, like even daily, I would say that this mixer would be perfect for you. You know, as I was using it, I kept thinking this would be a really great gift for
a kid, like a teenage kid who is looking to get into baking and they're not quite sure if they want to do it yet, and you may not want to spend the money on a more expensive brand model, this I think would be a perfect gift for somebody like that. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below if you want to get in the running for winning one of these stand mixers. Unfortunately, though, VIVOHOME can only ship to those who live in the US, so I'm sorry to everyone outside of the US. This contest is only eligible to US residents, so if that is you, and if you think you want to try to win this stand mixer, subscribe, like the video, comment below, and I'm just going to pick a winner at random. So I think I will do that. We'll let it run for 7 days, and whoever wants to comment and do all 3 things, go ahead and do that. We'll let it run for 7 days from the date of the upload of this video. So just look at the date below this video to see which day I uploaded it, and then from 7 days from there I will announce the winner. And if you are new here to my channel, I hope that you will subscribe anyway for all the best vegan baking recipes on the internet. And until next time, happy vegan baking, guys. Bye for now.